All right. So what we're starting with is we got the motor drive system from L-Faster completely assembled. And we have our front truck, which is the matching one to the rear. We have a couple of foot straps. Those are foot straps with custom brackets that are using wire foot straps made by Raiden. They're made for snowboards originally, but they work really well for this application. We have 2 riser pads, hardware, new grip tape, a couple of new paint colors there. And the first step we're going to have to do is we're going to have to, there it is, we're going to have to repair our old board because it has definitely seen some better days. So I've already filled in all the scuffs with Bondo and filled in a few holes as well, you can see. Front and back, both pretty bad. This is an MBS Colt 90 board. Originally Galaxy design, but that's all worn off. So the first step was to paint all the edges black. And we're going to go ahead and just do a whole coat of purple over the bottom of this, as it keeps kind of like that same purple aesthetic, but maybe a little bit deeper color, something similar to this. And I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, taped off all the edges. Let's go hit this real quick. Alright, one coat done. See you tomorrow. Ooh. Final coat. Alright, let's see how this turned out. Top looks about the same, but all the edges are black, and the back is all one solid color. A few chips like right there. Those are fun. Just give it some grip tape and we'll be good. So easy next step, we're just going to throw some grip tape on it. We got to cover up all this spots where the paint was taken off and all the holes were filled. I know I said I was going to film everything, but even this seems a little ridiculous. Alright, finally done. Lines aren't too bad. Okay, and I'm just gonna have to find those holes. Okay. Yep, set that all up, and then I can finally start putting things on this. Alright, so now we got the board completely finished. The next step is just going to be attaching our rear truck and front truck. Pretty simple. We have 2 sizes of hardware, which makes it a little bit difficult. And the reason is because we have, even though both these side plates are the same thickness, we do have our spacers, and one side's going to end up being thicker than the other. So just plan on one set of hardware for the deck, or for the trucks, to be about 1 inch wider than the other. So you'll see that we have 2 different sizes, and that should cover us in that aspect. As you can see, using these kind of trucks, it's usually easiest to put the inside bolts on first because they're exposed to the outside. When we do the other set, you can see down inside there, you're going to have to use a 10 mil wrench, or whatever size your nuts are going to be. You're going to have to stick it in the gap where the camera is showing here to reach where they're coming through on the inside of the truck. Since the back side of these trucks don't have an exposed bolt hole, for you to like access without having it, without having a wrench on it. These are a little bit more difficult than some other trucks. Some other trucks are a little bit narrower than this, a little bit narrower that way. So they do have flanges on the outside of the truck like this, so you can get to them. But unfortunately, this set doesn't. Just depends on what model trucks you're trying to install. All right. Back one's already on. These longer screws can actually be a bit shorter, but these ones inside there, I know they're a little bit long, but it's going to be hell trying to get them on from inside there if you don't have any extra screw to work with. So they're long, but they're still not in the way, so they shouldn't be a problem. Okay. There we go. So finally got the front and rear trucks attached. So the next thing we need to work on is we have the battery in the battery box. So the battery box is one of these Seahorse model boxes. You can buy them on Amazon. They're relatively cheap, actually. This one's still new, so it's a little dusty. But the battery pack in this is it's going to be running 36 volts, so I have a custom-made 10S 8P pack. Kind of see how it is. Right now I've just got this run to an XT60, but I might have to upgrade that a little bit. Waterproof BMS. And yeah. So I need to center this box and mount it. Actually, that should be pretty close about there. Give me plenty of space on front and back. The idea with this is going to be I want to try to have the speed controller in the box with the battery, but there's very, very little room. I have a slot there, and I haven't received the ESC yet, so I'm going to see how that's going to fit once I get it. Whether I'm going to have a under-mounted box for the ESC or a top mount up here, or what I'm going to have to do in order to make sure that works. I think the box is actually backwards. I think it's supposed to go the other way. But these boxes are nice because, like, a lot of people remove the handle. These handles actually snap in place. I plan on bolting this down pretty heavy, so I should be able to use this for a carrying handle as well for the whole board. But it's not going to wiggle or anything, stay in your way. So I'm going to leave it on. And this box fits this battery size very, very well. Yeah, and there's a full picture of it. It's not going to be bad. So I'll get back to you on the next video and talk about how we're going to mount this, and hopefully the speed controllers arrive by then, so at least I can do some assessment and show you what it's going to be like when we have it mounted. Another side note, I don't plan on running a lot of amps through this, so instead of 4mm connectors, I'm running these, what are these called again? I've forgotten what these are called. But these triangular shaped XT60 style plugs, and those will just keep it nice and narrow in case I want to put some some sheathing or something over the wires. And I also have new bolts coming. These are some temporary bolts holding the motor on here. You can kind of see what they're going to be switched out to. If anybody's wondering, the thread style for most of these larger E-skate motors is going to be an M4 by 0.7 bolt with these thick mounts like this. This is actually relatively thick, about a 1/4 inch plate. I suggest probably a 14 or 16 mil long screw. And those are readily available and cheap, even at your local hardware store. But there we are. So we'll get to this part here, and then the next step after that is going to be attaching our foot straps. Gives you kind of an idea of where it's going to be. Maybe a little more like that. Yeah, there we go. Alright, I'll see you then. And thanks you guys for watching. Please subscribe if you want to continue this, the build videos. And let me know if I'm doing something right or wrong here. Alright, talk to you later. Bye.